Hello, my name is Marian. I am a 25 years old aspiring chef. I've always dreamed of opening my own restaurant, crafting dishes that warm the soul as much as they fill the stomach. But for now, I find myself living a life far from the bustling kitchens and sizzling pans I yearn for. Instead, I share a quaint, aging house in a sleepy rural town with my husband, Melvin, and his parents, Emily and Franklin. Life here moves at a slower pace, one that doesn't quite match the rapid beat of my own dreams. 8 months ago, I married Melvin. It was a whirlwind romance, full of laughter and shared dreams. Melvin, with his gentle smile and quiet strength, promised a partnership of equals. Yet, as the novelty of our nuptials wears off, I find the walls of the home we share with his parents closing in on me. Emily, my mother-in-law, is a formidable woman with a sharp tongue and an even sharper eye for how wife should behave. From the crack of dawn, her presence looms large in every corner of our home. Her ideas about marriage and womanhood are etched deep into the very fabric of this house, often clashing with my own modern views. Franklin, on the other hand, is a more subdued presence. His job often requires him to travel, leaving me under the watchful gaze of Emily. His absence is felt, not as relief, but as a reminder of the challenge I face, living up to an expectation that feels both foreign and outdated. This morning, like every other, I rise early, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with my quiet aspirations. As I move around the kitchen, trying to imprint my own touch on breakfast, Emily's voice cuts through the calm. "Marian, remember to use less salt. Melvin likes his eggs barely sprinkled." Her words, though simple, remind me of the tightrope I walk daily, balancing my dreams against her standards, my desires shadowed by her disapproval. Melvin, caught in the middle, tries to smooth the edges of our coexistence. Yet, even his warmest intentions can't always bridge the gap between his mother's expectations and my ambitions. Each day, the distance between us seems to grow, measured not in steps, but in silent meals and unmet gazes. As I set the table, the weight of my reality settles in. This isn't just about cooking or careers. It's about finding my place in a world that seems to have already decided my role. But inside, a fire still burns, a desire not just to cook, but to live on my own terms. And I know, no matter how daunting the path, I must find a way to follow it, to make my dreams more than just wisps of steam from a forgotten kettle. This is my story of dreams deferred but not defeated, a tale of finding one's voice in the quietest of towns and the loudest of battles, right here in the heart of this house. Life under one roof with Melvin's parents offers daily lessons in patience and compromise. This morning, the air is cool and crisp, hinting at the onset of fall, and the house is quiet, except for the faint murmur of Emily overseeing every corner. As I tiptoe around the kitchen, preparing breakfast, I can feel Emily's eyes on me, studying every move. "Marian, why not make some of your special pancakes today? Show us something new," she suggests, her tone seemingly light, but edged with a challenge. It's her way of testing me, a subtle reminder that in this house, innovation is only welcome if it aligns with tradition. Melvin, as usual, is caught in a delicate balancing act. He smiles encouragingly at me from across the table, but stays silent, a silent spectator in the daily drama that unfolds in our kitchen. His peacekeeping often means not taking sides, which leaves me feeling isolated in my culinary battles. As the pancakes sizzle in the pan, the door creaks open and Franklin steps in, his suitcase in hand. "Smells good in here," he comments, a hint of genuine appreciation in his voice. His presence brings a different energy, an understanding of my efforts and a respite from Emily's constant critiques. But his trips are brief, and soon he announces another impending work transfer. "I'll be gone for a couple of months this time," he says, almost apologetically. Emily's face tightens slightly, perhaps at the thought of managing the household alone, but also with a renewed determination to mold me further. With Franklin's departure, the atmosphere tightens. Emily takes it upon herself to fill the silence with more instructions, more corrections. "Marian, a housewife needs to prioritize her home, her family," she lectures as I clean up after breakfast, her words hanging heavy between us. During these moments, I retreat into my thoughts, dreaming of a kitchen of my own, where creativity isn't stifled by tradition. Melvin watches me from the living room, his eyes filled with a mix of concern and helplessness. We're both trapped in a web of familial obligations, each thread pulling us further away from the couple we used to be. As the day winds down, I find a moment of solace in the garden, the chill of the autumn air a balm to my restless spirit. Here, among the whispering trees, I plot my future, a future where my culinary dreams aren't just side dishes to someone else's main course. I am determined to find a way out, to turn my quiet defiance into a loud declaration of independence. And as the sun sets, casting long shadows over the garden, I resolve to keep pushing, to keep dreaming. For in this house, under this roof, I must find the strength to carve a path not just to my kitchen, but to my very own life. As autumn deepens, the leaves turn golden and the air grows colder, mirroring the chill that has settled inside our home. Emily's rules tighten like a noose, and Melvin's transformation into someone I barely recognize becomes more apparent. Each morning, I wake to the clatter of Emily orchestrating the household. "Marian, this is how you should manage the groceries," she instructs as I listlessly update our pantry. Her voice is a constant echo, dictating every detail of domestic life. Melvin, now more a son than a husband in these moments, nods along to his mother's commands. The distance between us grows with each passing day. He spends his evenings recounting childhood memories with Emily while I sit on the fringes, an outsider in my own home. One day, Emily catches me sketching designs for my dream restaurant. "Marian, you need to focus on supporting Melvin, not these childish fantasies," she chides, her words slicing through my hopes. Melvin overhears and, instead of defending me, sighs, "Mom's right, Marian. Maybe it's time to set realistic goals." Feeling betrayed, I retreat into myself, my dreams shoved into the back drawer along with my sketches. The house feels smaller, the walls closing in as Emily's presence looms larger. Her interference isn't just annoying, it's suffocating. One evening, the tension boils over. Emily finds a cookbook I had hidden under the bed and throws it on the table. "Enough of this nonsense," she declares. "It's time you learn what really matters." Melvin stands by, a silent witness to the dismantling of my dreams. That night, I lie awake, the remnants of my torn sketches fluttering in the trash can. The moon casts a pale glow through the window, and in its light, I make a silent vow. No longer will I allow my spirit to be crushed by the weight of this house and its old-fashioned chains. Determination stirs within me, a quiet storm brewing. I begin to plan in secret, reaching out to contacts I had made in culinary school, seeking advice and exploring opportunities, anything that could pave the way to my escape. Each day, as I move through my chores, a plan crystallizes in my mind. I will no longer be just an observer in my life story, I will be its author. And with each small step, I move closer to the freedom I crave, the freedom to live my life, to chase my dreams, to be me. Emily and Melvin might believe they've shaped the path I walk, but it is I who will choose its direction. With every whispered recipe and hidden sketch, I am slowly, but surely, rewriting my future. Winter settles over our small town, bringing with it a biting cold that seeps through the thin walls of our home. Inside, the atmosphere is just as frosty, with tensions reaching a new high. It's during these bleak days that my health takes a downturn, a nagging cough that turns into a persistent fever. Despite my worsening condition, Emily's demands do not ease, and Melvin's concern is only fleeting. One chilly morning, as I struggle to get out of bed, Emily announces that she and Melvin are leaving for a week-long trip. A mother-son retreat, she calls it, her eyes glinting with unspoken triumph. They pack their bags, oblivious or indifferent to my feeble protests. Left alone, my health deteriorates rapidly. In a haze of fever and chills, I attempt to manage the household, but each task feels monumental. My thoughts drift to my abandoned dreams, my isolation, and the stark realization that I am truly alone. Then comes the day that changes everything. In a delirious attempt to prove I can still contribute, I try to prepare dinner. Emily, before leaving, had strictly instructed me on how to manage the kitchen in her absence. Ignoring my weakness, I heat a pot of water, but my shaky hands are unable to hold it steady. Scalding water splashes over, searing my skin. The pain jolts me to my senses, and in that sharp, excruciating moment, my clarity returns. I cannot live this way any longer. Crawling to the phone, I dial Amanda, Melvin's grandmother, the one person who has always shown me kindness. Amanda arrives as swiftly as the wind outside, her face etched with concern. She wraps me in blankets and rushes me to the hospital, her car cutting through the cold night. In the warmth of the emergency room, as doctors tend to my burns, Amanda holds my hand, her grip firm and reassuring. "Enough is enough, Marion," she whispers fiercely as I lay in the hospital bed. "You deserve better than this. You need to think about your life, your health, and your dreams." Her words echo through the sterile room, resonating deep within me. As I nod, something shifts inside me. This is more than just a recovery, it's a rebirth. I am no longer a passive recipient of my fate, I am its architect. My illness and injury, rather than breaking me, have crystallized my resolve. In the quiet of the hospital room, with the steady beep of the heart monitor in the background, I make a decision that will alter the course of my life. I will leave this oppressive home, seek a divorce, and never look back. My dreams, once distant, now become the beacon guiding my way forward. This chapter of suffering will close, and a new one will begin, one where I am free, empowered, and alive. In the sterile calm of the hospital room, the first light of dawn casts gentle patterns across the walls. Amanda is still there, her presence a comforting constant. As I awaken fully, the pain is there, but so is a new sense of clarity. "You're going to be okay, Marion," Amanda assures me, her voice a soft but firm promise. The days that follow are a mix of recovery and revelation. As my body heals, my spirit kindles with a newfound determination. Amanda visits daily, each time bringing a piece of the outside world into my confined space. Through her stories, I see glimpses of the life I could have, a life of freedom and fulfillment. "It's time you took control of your own destiny," Amanda says one afternoon, her eyes locking with mine. Her words resonate deeply, igniting thoughts of independence that had been dulled by months of subjugation. She talks about the possibilities that lie ahead, about starting anew, about the restaurant I had always wanted to open. Each conversation with Amanda strengthens my resolve. By the time I am ready to be discharged, my decision is firm. I will not return to the house that had become my prison. I will start fresh, no matter the challenges. With Amanda's help, I move into a small apartment she owns, a place she offers as a sanctuary. It's modest but filled with light and, most importantly, it's mine. Here, I can recover fully, both physically and emotionally, away from the shadows of the past. The legal proceedings begin soon after. Filing for divorce is a daunting step, but necessary. The process is expedited due to the circumstances of my injury and Emily's clear negligence. Public sympathy and legal support are on my side, easing the path. Community reaction is mixed, but many express support, having witnessed Emily's domineering nature over the years. Rumors swirl, tainting the social standing of Emily and Melvin. They try to reach out to explain, to apologize, but I am resolute. My former life with them is over, and I will not be swayed. Amidst this tumult, the seeds of my future begin to sprout. I reconnect with friends from culinary school, network with local chefs, and start planning my restaurant in earnest. Each step forward in my recovery is mirrored by a step forward in my professional journey. By the time the divorce is finalized, I am not just healed, I am transformed. The compensation from the settlement provides the financial foundation I need. With each passing day, the dream of my own restaurant moves closer to reality. Amanda watches this transformation with pride. "This is just the beginning, Marion," she says one evening as we look over plans for the restaurant. Her belief in me, unwavering from the start, has been a beacon during my darkest times. In this new chapter of my life, I am no longer defined by the expectations of others. I am defined by my aspirations, my courage, and my actions. The road ahead is filled with challenges, but for the first time in a long time, it is a road I have chosen for myself. The crisp morning air is invigorating as I step out of my new apartment, the lease documents in my hand a tangible symbol of my newfound independence. The world seems different now, more open and filled with possibility. As I walk down the street, I feel the weight of the past months start to lift from my shoulders. The legal battle had not been easy. Facing Emily and Melvin in court tested my resolve, but with each hearing, I grew stronger. Public opinion had largely turned in my favor, the community's disdain for Emily's actions palpable in the courtroom. Melvin, looking diminished and remorseful, tried to make amends, but the rift between us was too vast to bridge now. Today marks a significant milestone. My divorce is officially finalized. The decree, signed and sealed, grants me not just legal separation, but also a substantial settlement. This money, combined with my savings, will fund my restaurant, a dream that once seemed just a distant fantasy. As I walk towards the bank to set up a new account for my business, I can't help but reflect on the events that led me here. The pain and betrayal were acute, but they propel me towards this moment of empowerment. I am not just starting a new chapter, I am writing a whole new book. In the afternoon, I meet with a real estate agent to look at potential locations for my restaurant. We tour several spaces, but one, in particular, catches my eye, a cozy spot on the corner of a bustling street, the perfect canvas for my culinary aspirations. The lease negotiations begin, a thrilling and nerve-wracking process. Meanwhile, Emily and Melvin face their own consequences. Their attempts to reach out had been persistent, but I remained detached, focused on my path. The community's cold shoulder had forced them into a semblance of introspection. Emily, once the matriarch unchallenged, now finds herself ostracized, a social pariah. In these months, I also see a change in the community's interaction with me. People who once saw me as merely Melvin's wife now recognize me for my courage and ambition. Support pours in, from words of encouragement to offers of help with my business. As I lay the groundwork for my restaurant, I also rebuild my personal life. Friendships that had waned are rekindled, and new relationships are formed. Amanda remains my steadfast supporter, her wisdom and encouragement a constant source of strength. The day ends with a quiet celebration at Amanda's house. We raise glasses to new beginnings, to resilience, and to the future. Here's to Marion's place, Amanda toasts, her eyes sparkling with pride. The road ahead is undoubtedly filled with challenges, but for the first time, they're challenges I choose, obstacles I welcome. I am no longer defined by the confines of a stifling household, but by the horizons I aim to reach. As I look out of Amanda's window, watching the sunset paint the sky, I know I am exactly where I need to be, free, determined, and alive. The morning sun filters through the large front window of what will soon be my restaurant, casting bright patterns on the floor. The lease is signed, and the space is mine, a blank canvas awaiting the touch of my culinary dreams. As I stand in the doorway, I can almost hear the buzz of future diners, the clink of glasses, and the sizzle from the kitchen. This is no longer just a dream, it is a tangible reality. The process of setting up the restaurant is exhilarating. I select decor that reflects my personality and culinary style, modern yet welcoming. Each piece of equipment I purchase, each menu I plan, feels like a step further away from my past life and deeper into my new one. Meanwhile, Emily's life has taken a stark turn. Without her usual control over the family, she struggles to find her place. Her relationship with Franklin, already strained by years of her domineering nature, reaches its breaking point. Franklin files for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and Emily is left to grapple with the consequences of her actions. She moves in with Melvin, who, in his own way, tries to support her despite their diminished social standing. The community, which once saw Emily as a pillar, now regards her with a mix of pity and disdain. Her fall from grace is whispered about in grocery stores and coffee shops, a cautionary tale of the price of inflexibility and cruelty. Melvin, for his part, attempts to make amends, reaching out to me one last time with a heartfelt apology. I accept his apology, not for his sake, but for my own peace of mind, a final closure to that chapter of my life. Back at the restaurant, the days are long and demanding, but each evening as I lock the door behind me, I feel a profound sense of accomplishment. The community support has been overwhelming, with many local vendors and fellow restaurateurs offering their help and services. My network, once small and confined, now spans across the town. As the opening day approaches, the anticipation builds. Invitations go out, and the local newspaper even expresses interest in covering the event. Amanda, ever supportive, helps with the final preparations, her experience invaluable. Finally, the day arrives. Marion's Place opens its doors to a crowd of eager patrons. The air is filled with the aromas of my creations, a menu inspired by my journey, dishes that speak of resilience, innovation, and passion. The restaurant quickly fills, the chatter and laughter creating a melody of success and contentment. As I watch the diners enjoy their meals, Amanda beside me, I realize I've not only built a business, but also reclaimed my life. My past, with all its pain and struggle, feels like a distant memory. Now, it's about moving forward, about crafting a future of my own design. The evening winds down, and as the last customer leaves, I turn the sign to closed with a satisfied sigh. The challenges I face seem less daunting in the light of my achievements. I know there will be obstacles ahead, but I am ready for them, equipped with newfound strength and confidence. This chapter of my life closes with a sense of peace and a look towards the future. Marion's Place isn't just a restaurant. It's a symbol of my independence, my resilience, and my commitment to never let my circumstances define my destiny. As autumn returns, painting the town in shades of gold and amber, my restaurant, Marion's Place, thrives. Each day brings new faces and returning customers, their smiles and satisfied sighs a testament to my hard-won success. From the bustling kitchen to the lively dining area, the energy is infectious, mirroring my own joy and fulfillment. With the restaurant established, I take a moment one crisp morning to reflect on the past year. It's been a whirlwind of change and challenge, but standing here, amid the hum of my dream realized, I feel a profound sense of accomplishment. Marion's Place is not just a location, it's a manifestation of my resilience, a corner of the world where I turned adversity into opportunity. The community support has been a cornerstone of this success. Local suppliers proudly contribute to the menu, and nearby businesses collaborate on events. This network, once a distant hope during my difficult days, now feels like an extended family. Their encouragement and partnership remind me daily that from the ashes of my former life, I've built something lasting and beautiful. One particularly warm afternoon, as the leaves flutter in a gentle breeze, I prepare for a special event at the restaurant. It's a celebration of the one-year anniversary of Marion's Place, but more importantly, it's a thank you to Amanda, without whom none of this would have been possible. Invitations have been sent, decorations adorn the walls, and the staff buzzes with excitement. Guests begin to arrive, filling the space with laughter and conversation. Amanda, ever humble, insists this is too much fuss, but her eyes glisten with pride. As the evening progresses, I step up to address the gathering. With a deep breath, I begin to speak, my heart full. Tonight, we celebrate not just a place, but a journey, I announce, my voice steady. A journey of overcoming, of transformation, and of new beginnings. And at the heart of this journey is a remarkable woman who stood by me when the path seemed impossible. I gesture to Amanda, who shakes her head modestly. The applause is warm and heartfelt. Amanda rises to join me, her steps slow but sure. Marion has done all the hard work, she says, her voice carrying through the room. I just gave her a little nudge now and then. Her understated words elicit smiles and more applause. The night unfolds with stories shared and memories made. The community's embrace is tangible, and as I mingle with guests, I realize how deeply rooted I've become in this place, how much it has given me. As the party winds down, Amanda and I share a quiet moment, watching as the staff clean up. You've made your dreams come true, Marion, she says softly. And you've helped others see that they might do the same. With a nod, I acknowledge her words. My journey, from the depths of despair to the heights of success, has taught me more than I ever imagined about strength, perseverance, and the power of support. As I lock up for the night, the restaurant empty and quiet, I look back one last time. The empty chairs and dimmed lights hold the echoes of laughter and life, a life I rebuilt with my own hands. This is more than I ever dreamed, and as I turn the key and step into the cool night, I know that whatever challenges may come, I am ready. Marion's Place is just the beginning of my story, a story where I am the protagonist, crafting a future filled with possibility and promise. The season changes once more, and with it, Marion's Place becomes a cornerstone of the community, a symbol of renewal and resilience. As I stand behind the counter one quiet morning, preparing for the day ahead, I take a moment to soak in the peace before the bustle begins. The early light spills over the freshly set tables, casting long shadows that dance lightly across the polished wood. Today marks another significant milestone. I'm launching a culinary training program for young aspiring chefs from our town. It's my way of giving back, of extending the ladder of opportunity to others who dream of a career in the culinary arts. As I arrange the last of the chairs, I reflect on the path that led me here. Each challenge I faced, each obstacle I overcame, has prepared me for this moment, helping others to find their way, just as I found mine. The first participants arrive, their faces alight with curiosity and nerves. I greet each one, remembering my own early days filled with similar emotions. "Welcome to Marion's Place," I say, my voice filled with an excitement that feels both new and familiar. Here, you'll learn more than recipes. You'll learn about resilience, about the courage to follow your dreams. The session begins with a tour of the kitchen, followed by demonstrations of basic techniques. As I teach, I share stories from my journey, not just the successes, but the struggles too. Every mistake is a lesson, I explain, guiding a nervous young woman through a complex recipe. And every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. Throughout the day, I watch as the participants slowly transform, gaining confidence with each new skill they master. Their enthusiasm rekindles my own passion, a reminder of why I started this venture. It's not just about building a business, it's about building a community, about sparking change through shared experiences and shared meals. As the workshop concludes, the participants gather around, exchanging stories and laughter over dishes they prepared. Their joy is palpable, and it fills the space with a vibrant energy. "Thank you, Marion," one young man says, his smile wide. "Today changed the way I see my future." Their words are a balm, soothing the old wounds of doubt and fear that once plagued me. I realize that Marion's Place has become more than a restaurant. It has become a place of healing and hope, not just for me, but for many others. The day winds down, and as the last participant leaves, I take a moment to stand by the window, watching the sun set. The sky is ablaze with colors, pinks, oranges, and purples, each one blending into the next like the flavors on a plate. This journey, once fraught with darkness, now brims with light. I have not only transformed my own life, but have begun to impact others' lives, teaching them to embrace their challenges and turn them into opportunities for growth. As I lock the door behind me, I feel a profound connection to every person who walked through that door today. Each step they take forward on their culinary path adds to the legacy of Marion's Place, a legacy of empowerment, innovation, and community. The story of Marion and her place in this world continues to unfold, each chapter more promising than the last, each day a new opportunity to inspire and be inspired.